everyone. It's Alan Schimmel, and we're back here live at the RSA Conference covering Wednesday. We are live. You can see behind me the activity's picked up a little. I think some of the sessions are let out, and there's a lot of people heading over to the West keynote stage. Magic Johnson is going to be on keynoting in about 45 minutes, and there's already lines forming and people streaming in. What does it say that Magic Johnson, who's not really known as a cybersecurity expert, draws a much bigger crowd than any of the cybersecurity people we have in keynotes? But
You could take a break from a lot of cyber and AI talk tracks, right?
yeah, and go see Magic. Well, yesterday they had Ron Howard, as well. So all interesting. Anyway, I want to introduce you to Deepen Desai. Deepen is the Chief Security Officer at Zscaler, one of the great security companies out there. It's a great story. I was talking to Deepen. Of course, the founder of Zscaler is Jay Chowdhury. He's kind of a legendary guy in the cyber. When Jay got involved, we didn't call it cyber. It was the InfoSec space. He's had success with, I think Zscaler might be his third big company, right? He had two other really big companies. But Deepen, you've been with Zscaler, what'd you say, 11 years?
11 years, yeah.
So you've seen this.
I've seen the growth, yes.
Absolutely, it's been an amazing thing. Deepen, Zscaler is not a company that's that's a double negative. Zscaler is a company that's very familiar to our audience, but maybe there are some people who don't know.
Right.
So why don't we just get that out of the way? Let them know who Zscaler is, what you guys do.
Sure. So Zscaler is one of the largest cloud security company. Our motto is to provide Zscaler Zero Trust Exchange. We're like a switchboard that connects entity A to entity B in a secure fashion. And when it comes to anything that goes out to the internet, our goal is to make sure nothing bad comes in, nothing good leaks out. And for connectivity to your internal application, we want to make sure that we're doing it in a way that we're basically reducing the lateral propagation attacks.
Absolutely. Look, I've always explained it to people that Zscaler was the first network security tool built for the cloud natively. So I don't mean cloud native in Kubernetes per se. I mean natively built in for a cloud environment where before Zscaler, we had that moat and castle sort of model, right? You had a big box that stood in front of your LAN, and everything ran through that box, and we inspected it, and we snorted it, and we, firewalled it, and everything else. With Zscaler, we realized there wasn't that moat and castle anymore. We couldn't put that big box in front of everything, but we could look at the traffic as it came over the cloud network to the LAN or WAN and inspect that traffic, whether it be in a sandbox or some other way, before letting it go through. And of course, the trick was to do it with almost no latency.
Right. Yeah.
And that, to me, was the magic of Zscaler.
The way to think of it is, as users started becoming hybrid, whether it's working from home, traveling, or in office, applications started moving out from that castle that you were describing. Mm-hmm. They're now in public cloud. They could be in data center, or they could be in the corporate environment as well. With the newer technologies, like whether it's IoT, OT, AI now, you need security that follows the users and the application. You cannot have that castle and moat approach anymore where you're backhauling stuff and trying to do everything.
It just makes no sense. It's wasteful, it's
bad user
inefficient.
experience. Yeah, and you're not even able to apply security.
Agreed. So, but, I'm giving you Zscaler 2010 or something like that, not Zscaler today. Your job's to give us Zscaler today.
Yes, so today, again, our primary mission is to make sure we enable organizations to adopt zero trust everywhere strategy. And it's even more important now as we're starting to see AI-driven threat landscape evolve, right? When you think about human adversaries, they use a certain set of playbooks. when you think about an AI adversaries, there's going to be a lot of those unknown things that we will have to counter against, which is where if you have zero trust architecture implemented, you're essentially simplifying your network, shutting down the vectors or the attack paths that, whether it's human adversary or AI driven attacks, you're basically able to protect against
Right.
that.
Absolutely. You mentioned the AI word. Checking my watch. We made it about 3 minutes
Hmm.
until we mentioned AI. Of course, AI is everywhere. At this show, not only at this show, though, it's everywhere.
Yep.
How is AI changing the game for
Right.
Zscaler?
Yes. So look, as an organization, we ourselves. So I'm the CISO of the company, which means just like all the other CXOs out there, I do have a job of making sure we're securely enabling AI adoption in our organization. But being the cyber vendor as well, we are also implementing a lot of those learnings, and we have already done that, where the zero trust exchange allows organization to securely adopt AI. So we're able to inspect traffic going to these AI applications like ChatGPT, co-pilots. We're able to make sure that none of the sensitive data leaks out because we do TLS inspection over there as well. And then we are able to provide you a full visibility. Shadow AI is a reality.
Sure.
I was talking to a CISO yesterday. Like every company has AI adoption going on. It's just whether you know about it or you don't know about it. That there is usage of AI. Your employees are trying it out. So that's where Zscaler does help provide that visibility, security controls to make sure there is no risk of data exfiltration. Now, you ask, how is Zscaler using it as well? So we are absolutely integrating AI across that exchange because we strongly believe you need AI to fight AI, right? So this is where across the stages of the attack, we have models implemented. We're also using generative AI capability to do neat things like predicting breach-like scenarios because it's able to process large volume of data at scale. Um,
Love it. You guys recently came out with a report. Share.
yes. So just last week, we published our annual phishing report. This is a report that comes out of our security research team, Threat Labs. The team looked at 2024 findings, and this is where we were able to glean insights into type of attacks that are happening. One of the interesting finding, and we are not surprised, is the overall volume of phishing attacks went down almost 20% globally. We're absolutely seeing a shift from volumetric attacks to more quality attacks. And AI is one of the reasons because they're leveraging AI to craft very targeted email, bringing in context. So let's say the threat actor is targeting organization A. They will look at what all things are going on for their organization at that time. Is there an appraisal cycle? Yes. Then I will do an equity grant spear phishing email. Is there a mergers and acquisition talk going on? Then I'll use that. So they're able to bring in that current
They
context
upped the game.
and they're able to craft email which is flawless.
Doesn't sound like it was written by English as a second language.
Exactly.
I
So,
know.
so we're starting to see more and more of that. And then in the report, we also call out other vectors like wishing, where they're picking up the phone using cloned
Yes.
voices. We saw
Clone
video-based.
voices, clone vid. I was just gonna say clone video.
Yes, exactly. So we're starting to see an uptick on that as well. And as we head into this year, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more and more of these hybrid attacks where they use one vector to establish confidence on that victim employee and then use the traditional vector to make them click or install something on the endpoint.
Look, I've been in security a long time, as have you, right? Do you ever get discouraged?
Yeah, you shouldn't, right? It's like I said, there is always going to be cat and mouse game over here. There
Yeah.
are certain things that you could do to be more proactive. Yeah, when we talk about zero trust, it's also a journey. Every milestone you hit, your posture goes up. But then bad guys are also trying to evolve their tactics, and you need to be aware. You need to have that situational awareness to make sure you're getting in the right shape to defend against it.
Agreed. Agreed. What's been your impressions of the show this year?
Uh, I
Your
feel like
vibe.
definitely more crowd than last year. If I
Yeah.
were to say that, uh, unfortunately, I spent a lot of time outside the show floor meeting
Meetings.
all the large customers. But a lot of AI, agentic AI, solutions around securing AI or leveraging AI to be more productive. Um, Look, we are in that stage where there's plethora of solutions in this space. Probably over next 1 to 2 years, we're going to see about 80% of these fizzle out, and
Yeah.
then there will be 20% that will actually result in some good,
But
pragmatic.
that's market at play, right?
Exactly.
That's the market at play. I I don't know. I mean, there was this whole rebranding. It's RSAC Conference, the RSAC company. They're trying to build a community and a membership that'll go year round. I think it's a good thing for the industry,
Yeah.
right? I think it's a good thing. I don't know if you saw the CISA, well, not CISA, the Department of Homeland Security
Hmm.
talk yesterday. I think at a time when maybe government is pulling back from being the center of the
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Collaboration,
yeah,
exchange. Yes.
that we need an RSA
Yeah. Yeah.
to provide that role.
Yeah. No, and it's one of the most attended conferences as well.
Well, it's the
RSA.
biggest security. I
Exactly.
mean, the fact of the matter is that no knocking anything, but it's twice the size of Black Hat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe more now, because as you said, I think it is bigger this year than even last year, and I think last year was 40,000 people.
Yeah. So leveraging this event as a forum for collaboration and even making it year long around, like you mentioned, I think it's a good step.
Absolutely. What can we expect to see from Zscaler soon?
Well,
Don't say anything you're not supposed to.
yeah, you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
that. But yes, no. Look, there is a lot of investments that we're doing on both the zero trust everywhere piece, so zero trust for users, workloads, IoT, OT, um, even the public cloud environment, and then because we see such high volume of data, so on any given day we're securing 500 billion transactions globally. There are 9 billion threats and policy violations that are being seen. We're spending a lot of time leveraging that telemetry to build AI powered operations. So both from security perspective, this is the security operations applications, and then there is also IT operations applications that we're building. There was a recent acquisition that we made last year in the data fabric space.
Yes.
So that is now fully integrated. We're building apps on top of it, and the goal over there is the inline exchange is protecting our customers from threats inline, but then those learnings also flow in over here, and we are able to do correlation, bring in additional context, including non-Zscaler data set, and
Right.
then influence policies, controls back into that inline exchange. So that's something that we're pretty excited about.
That is. And what's interesting is that it's no longer just attack detection or response even. It is the whole picture. Zscaler, I look back and as I said, I've seen Zscaler grow from its start. The breadth of the platform
Yeah.
speaks to the maturity
Yeah.
of the technology. Anyway, it's a wrap.
Yep. Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of RSA. Say hello to Jay for me.
Thank you. Yeah.
Zscaler here at RSA Conference. We're going to be back in a moment. Stay tuned. You're watching TechStrong TV.